Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Panzer Corps Rust Removal. Where we last left off, we cleared the channel, albeit temporarily, and we are now actually ready for the invasion of Great Britain itself. So let me run through my force setup, and FYI, this is the second time I've been doing this. I got to about turn 5. Already trying this scenario, and by turn 5 you can see we've got 26 units deployed. By turn 5 I had lost 50% of my forces. Needless to say, a land invasion of England isn't going to be the easiest thing to do, and I've got a different strategy. So initially what I decided to do, we have two rally points or muster zones or whatever you want to call it, here and here. So obviously I took this one and went that way, and this one and went that way, and got destroyed both ways. So my plan this time is to go west. Go west, young man. So we're going to take all of our infantry and send them over to this area. Now I do know that there's going to be some mines scattered around or whatever. We'll just have to be a little bit careful. But that is the plan there. And then these guys, which are mostly my armor, actually, and some boat people, but that's pretty much it there. I hope by the time these guys get over here, we'll have pushed into here somewhere, and we'll be able to land them relatively unopposed quickly. There are going to be a couple of issues. One, the Royal Navy comes back, and spoiler alert, these mines don't do jack. It's obviously very easy to get around mines. You know, it's not a full line. So once the Royal Navy shows up with battleships and cruisers and destroyers, our 3 destroyers down here, well, let's just get started while I jibber jabber. Our 3 destroyers down here are not going to be able to do much. So what I'm going to want to do is try and set up a little bit of a delaying force. The Kriegsmarine are definitely going to lose a lot of lives today, and we thank them for their service. But that's the plan. We also have 3 units of Fallschirmjägers up here. 1 is a core unit, 2 are provided by the game. And so I think the best case scenario for these guys is going to be to land them somewhere over here where we can get them relatively together and ready to push without facing too much resistance. As you can see over here, we've got like anti-aircraft guns and dug-in positions and all that other stuff. So I'm thinking over here might be the best case scenario for our Fallschirmjägers. So that should be good. If we get these guys landed here, then we'll have already? See, the problem with the fighter aircraft, obviously, is that our closest airfield is way over here. So if they're operating in the far west, we're going to need to secure an airfield much sooner than later to make these guys actually worth it. Let's see. This will put us at the extreme end of our range. I'd rather not do that. So as much as it sucks, these guys are going home to refuel. I don't think we'll be facing any sort of aerial resistance on the first turn or 2. I can't remember what turn the planes show up, but they do indeed show up. So I guess, yeah, let's just get all our fighter planes back. Our bombers should be in a slightly better position. As we can see, they've got larger fuel tanks. And I did upgrade the 110 to a D. I'm still not a fan of the 110s. And all this does is give me a little bit more air defense, which, I mean, I guess it's something, but it's not awesome. I was not expecting to take 3 losses on that. Let's see if we can do a little bit of damage to that guy, and we can. That should make the landing go a little bit easier. And so, like I say, we've got two ways to go about this. We can try pushing into the city right away, but we get bogged up pretty quickly, and there are defenses scattered all around here that kind of prevents us from getting a good, solid landing in. So I'm thinking if we move everybody over sort of this way... And I mean, there is a chance that these guys, these transports here, will take artillery hits if they've got any guns in the area. And that's just, there's not much I can do about that. So, you know, we're stuck there. So let's just get these guys moving to the full extent of their range. And just hope that we can outrun and delay the Royal Navy quick enough that that will be okay. We got this guy, and what I'm tempted to do initially is send him up to see if we can spot any Royal Navy ships that come in and start bombing them before they even clear the minefield, and then that should buy our troops just a little bit more time to actually make the landing. We'll see if that's true. I don't know. It looks like either the submarine ambushed our mines or our mines ambushed our submarine. I'm not sure which. Let's go ahead and get this landing down. And that's not bad. They're all together. One's in the woods, one's in the hills, and then the one furthest away from the enemy is in the plains. That's fine. What do we got here? A little Vickers Mark 6. Probably not that great to throw infantry against, but as long as we stay in a nice defensive position, we should be okay there. Let's drop another bomb on that thing. Beautiful. Let's get our Schnellboat. No, you stay in that area, sir. Let's get our Schnellboat moving. And now we know up over here, was it? We can't bomb a submarine? Come on, we should be able to. And what we'll do is just try and set these guys up in a line. And that should hopefully buy us some time. Let's get our aircraft moving. That is a 109. There we go. And get you over there. You'll be able to refuel quickly enough. And what do we got? We got our 110 over here, which I think I'll send over here instead. And they should be able to do a little bit of damage, I'm hoping. Let's see. You are definitely infantry. 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 Pioneers, which might not be bad to put in here, but we'll see how this goes. We got enough pioneers that we can shift the landing zone if we want to. And then we got our artillery back here, which is going to be important to get on the ground as soon as we've got a secure location to put them. And of course, my big concern here is naturally we're on a time constraint. 18 turns isn't exactly a long time to pull off a naval invasion of this scale. We'll see if we're able to. But that's good. We still have no contact with the Royal Navy, other than that submarine we're flying over that we can't bomb. And I think that's going to be about it. How are these guys doing? They're refueling, so that's good. Next turn, we should finally start making some landings on the soil of Great Britain. So, next turn. Alright, so we can see This is what I mean that the minefields are useless, is that ships just shoot them. So, you know, now that they know they're there, that's the extent of the mine clearing. They surround it and then shoot it from a distance, so, you know, they don't really do anything. Just survive. Okay, even that's not bad, considering we were, you know, quote-unquote, suppressed because of jumping out of an airplane, which is understandable. British engineers cleared an area for the landing and taking off of their aircraft. That can only mean one thing here, General. The enemy is recovering quicker than anticipated. So I think next turn, we'll start seeing some fighter aircraft. Now, the concern is we're nowhere near securing any sort of airfield. But we'll get you over there, and then we can start getting these guys back. Because enemy aircraft are going to start showing up soon. For this, I think what we're going to want to do is kind of surround a destroyer as best we can. And try and do as much damage as we can. Schnellboats showing their usefulness, running low on ammunition after the first shot. Let's get you over there. But at least, occasionally, they will do some amount of damage with 50% of their ammunition. We can move you just to get a full-strength destroyer into the range. And then we can get you moving to assist up here. What else we got? Well, we know... Where was it? Like here? Oh, unlucky. Of all the hexes to land in. But you see what I mean? Like, we've got no defense against 2 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser along with a plethora of destroyers. So, we gotta be just a little bit careful. Let's go ahead, take our first town, and then we can start getting our infantry along the beaches here. Now we've got the minefield there, which is something to be concerned about for sure. Let's see if we can get some artillery into position next turn, and then what do we got here? The Pioneers. What to do with you guys? I don't know if landing them here is going to be the best course of action just yet. We're not really in a good position to do that. So let's go like that, and then just move all of these guys and start clumping them up on the beachhead here. We'll take our Stuka and drop some bombs. And then because I know fighter aircraft are coming, I'm going to get the Stuka well out of the area. I'll have to deal with that. We took that down by 50% with those Stuka raids, so that is not a bad thing at all. Let's continue with the 110. And where would be a good spot for these guys? I don't like an empty field right in front of them, but I think that's going to be the best. Actually, let's move you back and get you guys some replacements. That's pretty good. But we won't move you unless we move you into the trees there. That might be okay. Because we're going to have to move south anyway to link up our forces. So yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Let's keep moving these guys. And our placement's starting to get to be a bit of a mess here, but that's okay. We'll get our troops sorted out as time goes by. You're refueling, you're heading back. You're still doing your thing, and that's really fine. I'm not concerned about the 110. All right. So now, like you can see, the Royal Navy just chews through any sort of naval defense you can put up. But now that they're moving in, we can at least take our bigger bomber and start hitting some of their bigger ships. To try and leave ourselves a bit of a defense position. Or to at least weaken their ability to do things like shore bombardment. 3, that's okay. I mean, it's a little bit of a waste of prestige, but considering those guys wouldn't have survived that attack anyway, I'm fine with that. How's your fuel doing? You've got like one last run to make. Let's make it on the artillery. And then we can move you and attack, which will probably cause you guys to retreat, which means we can then move and attack. Now they retreated into the defensive fire of the artillery, which is not good. What do we do with you? You're kind of split off now. So we'll send you up here. Do a little bit of scouting to the north. We'll see what we can learn. We can now move you up and actually assault the artillery itself, which I probably should have done before moving the Fallschirmjägers in. That's life, though. Let's get you guys onto the beaches. We've finally got some artillery, which is good. And now we can just start clumping up our transports onto the beach. And start clearing that out. But hey, look at that. At least we're on British soil now. So that's good. You... Yeah, we'll keep moving you. And we'll keep moving you guys. Past the city that I had hoped we would have taken by the time the transports got here. The transports move slowly. And that's okay. And, you know, organizing yourself into a naval invasion isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. Let's take you and go for the battleship. Because we can at least try and do some damage that way. We can move you up. And unfortunately, this guy is useless, and we don't have a port to resupply him in, so that sucks. Yeah, already we're hitting our range. So I guess we'll send you guys back, and really, we can't do much with our air force until we take an airfield. So we're stuck doing that, and that appears to be the end of the turn. So let's go. Thankfully, it's taken these guys a little bit of time to beat down the Schnellboats. So hopefully we'll still have vision. And we can at least do some more damage to that battleship. Now those guys are supposed to have improved air defense. But losing the 110 isn't a concern of mine. It's a waste of renown. Yes. Now where was that battleship? Was it here? No, it was there. Damn it. Okay, well let's get our Stuka back. and probably replace its losses. You guys hang out for now, because we can't even get them to England without running out of fuel. That is such a slow waste of time. Why can't we go here? I guess we just have to go like that. Okay, that's fine. We'll clear that artillery out, which should, you know, relieve some stress on our Fallschirmjägers. Perfect. You guys move the F back, and you can just sort of continue with these exploratory patrols to find out what the heck is going on. That is such a waste. What do we got here? Pioneers land. What do we got here? Pioneers land. Here we got another piece of artillery, and we should have one more piece of artillery there. So at least we've got all of our cannons on the ground now. That's good. We can get those guys moving, and we've got our armor almost ready to land, which is good news. Now, for this mission, a minor victory is just taking these two towns, Folkestone and Dover. The extra objective is to have 12 units stacked up in Zone A. I'm just going to focus on taking these two towns. If we're able to push further into England in the future, then that is great. If we're not, that's fine. I'm not too worried. I just want to make sure we get the towns. That's my big focus. The Royal Navy seems to want to focus on the mines, and that is fine by me. 8 damage. I mean, we've been lucky. We were incredibly lucky there. Yeah, that's to be expected. But our losses so far haven't really been that bad, which is good. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to clear the landing zones. There's no question of that. We might as well get our artillery firing because it can. And then in that case, woohoo! Now that is what I'm talking about. Finally, we're getting ourselves into a good position here. Let's move you out, and let's move you east, because that's going to be our main initial focus. We can take care of you guys quite easily and move you back closer to that town. Maybe putting you guys in thick forests is going to be the best for a defensive position. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case. And what do we got? As tempting as it is... Well, let's see here. We got some more infantry. We got some more infantry. We got some more infantry. And I think that about does it for our infantry. Since those artillery pieces aren't doing anything else, we might as well get them to peg the sand a little bit. And we got tanks finally showing up here. And I wish I'd done this a little better. Our flak guns are way in the back. Boat people can go up there. And what is this? A Sturmpanzer 1. Of all the ships for them to attack, this is the best, because the self-propelled artillery isn't exactly the world's greatest self-propelled artillery, so I'm fine with us, quote-unquote, losing that if we have to lose something. That's just too good to pass up. Okay, and then the Luftwaffe stays, unfortunately, but it has to, until we can get a base of operations set up on the land itself. Let's go next turn. Oh, I forgot to move the bomber, damn it! I don't even know how his fuel's doing, that could be disastrous. Let's check that. Yeah, they're just starting to run into fuel issues now. I guess we could blow up a destroyer. Why not? And then we'll send him back home next turn. Okay. So now, let's take the 26 Pioneers and capture Limpna? England, I love you, but you guys have some strange names for things. Right, okay. Well, that's actually looking pretty good. Let's move our artillery a little bit further, set up a line to make sure that Vickers won't come for it. And then we can start pushing to the east. We took a bit more damage there than I would have liked. Of course, we're attacking into the forest from planes, so, you know, that's almost to be expected. Is that still the only target you've got? And I really don't care about that. Alright, well, let's start getting some of our tanks on the go here. Come on. Maybe if I, like, bait him and just put the unit I don't mind losing right underneath him, he'll take the easy route and attack that way. You could do with a little bit of resupply, which would be good. You're fine and you'll make it down soon enough. Let's check. We have 2 core slots, so what have we lost? We've lost a Fallschirmjäger, which, to be honest, I'd rather replace with a Wehrmacht infantry anyway. We've lost something else that I don't know. I'm a great commander, always keeping track of my troops. Okay, well, we'll worry about that in a bit. I mean, I guess if you're not going to shoot at anything else, it might be a waste of ammunition, because we're not going to spend freaking either 10 unit attacks or 10 turns worth of attacks to clear a freaking minefield. I like that. Good. They attacked the unit I didn't mind them attacking. Alright. So this guy should probably start coming down for more fuel. Now, 1 strength. We'll keep moving you south, because we should be able to get into a nice position where we can defend them. So let's move up the Grenadiers there. I'm hoping they don't hit the truck. They might, but, you know, that's life. I guess we could probably go with 1 more unit to the north, and then that should be a nice good defense against whatever they throw down. I mean, it's a freaking Daimler Dingo. A Daimler? Oh, that's... let's try. Don't move. Good. Alright. That's starting to look a lot better. Let's move our artillery slowly up. And still, the only thing we can shoot at is the minefield, which is fine. We'll get the boat people on. We'll get a Panzer 3F on. We will get our Panzer 3F and our Panzer 4D. And now we're going to want... That is anti-aircraft, as is that. We'll get those two guys into position to land in 2 turns' time. So a little bit of a ways away. But not drastically that far away. Let's see. Can we... Not quite. What about you? You're stuck. So what we would need to do is pull you guys back, and you should, because you're not in any position to continue fighting. Alright, well that worked better than expected. I'm not sure about moving these guys in yet. Well, slowly. Yeah, so that's starting to open up. I know that there's going to be some defenses in here that we're going to have to face, so we'll just face them when we get there. But thankfully, we've got most of our military on the ground, which is like step 1. Step 2 is going to be securing the airfield, and then, of course, Folkestone, which should come pretty quickly, one after the other. And we will need you to do some operations, so let's just bring you straight there. We should still be relatively defended, and we're good for next turn. But, for now, we're good for this episode. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.